In this video, we're going to look at how to create a combo chart using a combination of a bar and a line chart. This can be a very helpful visualization when we want to understand mixed data sets such as revenue and sales volume, as well as trying to understand if there's trends between those different types of data. For our example here, we have an annual sales report, and we want to create a combo chart that's looking at our monthly data, and we want to understand our monthly sales volume as well as the total revenue by month. Now, the first thing with any chart or visualization is understanding what you're trying to show and getting that data set up in the correct fashion. For our data, we want to look at these three columns. So let's copy those out to the side. Let's aggregate these data sets so we can have a table to build our combo chart off of. For our months, we can use a unique formula just to grab a unique list of our months. Since our data is going from January to December, so we can just grab all that, format that. For our sales, let's do the sum ifs function. Let's sum our sales if followed our month. Then we can drag that over for our revenue, pull that down. Let's format our total as revenue. And now we have our table, which we can build our combo chart off of. Our first step is going to be selecting our data. So let's highlight all of our data. And let's come up to the top tabs. Let's go to the Insert tab. And there's two ways which we can add this. So we could go into Recommended Charts, All Charts at the bottom. We could see a combo chart. As well as in this chart section here, we can see this option here is Insert a Combo Chart. So let's click on that. Right. And once we're clicked in, we'll want to play around. We can see we only have a line chart right now. So let's go into Change Chart Type. And here we can look to set our different data sets. So let's start with this first one. For our sales, let's make this a line for our sales. And for our total revenue, let's turn that into a bar. And let's drag this over so you can see. And you can see that our sales is currently looking flat. So we'll want to add a secondary axis so that now our sales is going to be using this axis and our revenue is going to be using our first axis. And so here we can get a quick visual of what our chart's going to look like. So we'll have our monthly revenue as well as our sales volume per month with the blue line. And if we wanted to flip that around, we could change the axis, but in terms of this data set, I think this makes sense. So we'll hit OK. And let's drag this over to the side so we can start to work on some formatting. All right, so now that we have our combo chart, we can see that we have our revenue and our monthly sales volume. And now we can work on some of the formatting options, such as changing our chart title. And we could change this to revenue and sales volume. Just should be more descriptive of what our chart is. If we want to start updating some of the axes, we can click onto that. Say we want to get rid of these decimals, we can right click, click Format Axis. And under this axis options, if we scroll down to number, we can see the decimal points places is currently 2. Let's change that to 0 to make that look a little cleaner. If we wanted to make any of the font sizes bigger, we could come up into our Home tab and we could make this 10.5 to make that slightly larger, as well as on this side. If we want to make our title bigger, we could come up here, let's say change that to 20. If we want to change any of the colors, we could click on those and go to the fill option. So let's say we want to change total, we want to make, since that's revenue, let's turn that into a green color. And if we want to change our blue lining to an orange, we could do that as well. So a lot of options to change around your colors. We have this horizontal axis formatted nicely with the slanted months. If we found that that was not showing up like that, and that was just showing up as horizontal, let's change that. So we can see that for our chart did show up in this format, and we did want to add an angle. This is where we could come to our custom angle, do negative 45 degrees, get that slanted look if you're looking to add that. If we wanted to make our title stand out, we could also hit Control B to bold that. If we wanted to change these grid lines in the back, we could click on one of those. We could come to the color here, and we could make that more subtle gray. If we want to get rid of those completely, we could just go with a white color, as well as other options over to the side. Now, some of the basics on creating a combo chart and going through some of the more common features you would look at, such as changing the formatting and the color and the grid lines. So that's a good place to get started. If you are looking to change any other elements, if you click into those and look at the menu options off to the side, you'll be able to scroll through and see what the full list of options are to accomplish your visualization.